Veganism is a philosophy that seeks to exclude, as far as is practically possible, all forms of exploitation of animals. This isn't limited to food. It also encompasses clothing and pastimes, such as visiting the zoo, breeding pets, or riding horses. And while riding horses is at least somewhat controversial, horse racing is not. But let's look at it step by step. Race horses are bred for maximum speed. The law prohibits artificial insemination, so the breeders put the horses they want to cross in the same barn and wait for them to. The problem here is that the breeders select the animals for characteristics that are of advantage in a race, but aren't good for the animal's health, and often leaves them with chronic health issues like bleeding from the lungs or abnormally small hearts. Race horses are usually forced to race for the first time when they are around 2 years old. The natural lifespan of a horse is about a third of that of a human. Obviously you can't compare this one to one, but it should give you a rough idea of just how ridiculous this actually is. Their bodies just aren't fully developed yet. Horses are regularly drugged. This is done to mask injuries or to enable the horse to bite through worse pain than they could without. It's not good for the horse's health. Jockeys will use just about anything to make the horse go faster. They might use whips to relentlessly beat the horses. One could say that these animals are getting punished for not being good enough at something that they almost certainly don't want to do and have no sense in. One thing that has actually been banned are electroshockers, but the jockeys use them anyway. I guess that if you've made it this far without seeing a problem, you'll probably find a way to rationalize that one as well. One thing that is definitely legal though are tongue ties. They are used to keep the horse's tongue in place during the race, which at the very least is super uncomfortable for the horse. How about making it compulsory for the jockeys to wear tongue ties as well? Horses endure all sorts of injuries during their races. There's plenty of footage on the internet of race horses having their bones just break off in the middle of a race. By the way, a broken leg almost always means death for a horse. To understand why this is, we first have to know that, due to the horse's anatomy, when they break a leg, it usually shatters completely, which makes it really difficult or just impossible to surgically reconstruct it. Unlike humans, horses lack a specific piece of muscle and tissue under the knee that could otherwise stabilize the leg. And because horses are standing most of the time, it's also much more difficult for them to get the rest they need to recover. A horse with a broken leg is usually euthanized. There are few days without fatalities on the racetrack somewhere in the world. Could you imagine that for any other sport? A racehorse's career usually only lasts a couple of years, because by then their bodies will have just been completely destroyed by their owners. Now, for the first time ever, the horses are shown some compassion and get sent to live happily ever after on a sanctuary. Except they don't, they get slaughtered. And if you value an ancient book over sentient life, you might also kill them stun-free. And we do all of this for our own entertainment. What is the justification? Please, don't attend horse races. Don't bet on them, don't watch it on the telly, don't buy horse meat. These animals just don't deserve it. Go vegan instead.